Agent down.
Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today we are back with another build video. This is something I've been wanting to make for a really long time, and in the past I just couldn't quite get it right. I don't know why it just didn't come to me, but I finally clicked of what I needed to do to finally achieve the goal, which is the build you just saw, where you get to basically just spam secret mines over and over and over. We're using hardwired, if you couldn't tell in the clips, and basically that results in just infinite cooldown resets. It's a really fun setup. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Let me clarify one thing before we dive in though. While this absolutely works and does good damage in a legendary setting, as you just saw in the opening clips, and of course that carries over to solo heroic and whatever else you may be doing, I'm not claiming this is the highest DPS and best skill build you can run. I imagine that title still belongs to the Empress Waveform Turret and Drone combo. This is just a fun build, right? Utilizing a different playstyle than you've likely tried before, and the nice bonus on top of that is that it is viable. It does good damage, and I think that's pretty evident by the opening clip. So with that out of the way, let's dive into this really fun Seeker Mine build. So let's get into the build, shall we? Starting off with the guns, I have the Capacitor not named, Exotic Assault Rifle. This is absolutely where you're going to want for this build. If you run a skill build, a skill damage build that is, you should already know about this. Basically, just gives you extra skill damage when you shoot things, and you get extra weapon damage for having skill tiers, so it's pretty much the best in slot option for a skill damage build, and that doesn't change with this. It's going to make your Seeker Mines do more damage, and just overall really buff you up. The way you get this is from the summit. There are plenty of guides out there for how to get it if you don't know, but you basically just complete a few challenges, and you will have it pretty quickly. Moving on, you can run whatever you want for your secondary. I have the Mop just because occasionally it can be nice to get the armor on kill if I remember to swap to it or if I need that, but really you're not going to need much other than the capacitor, so whatever you want that looks good on your back, put on your secondary slot. And then I just have the orbit. You could also put on the card, but you already have 6 skill tiers, whatever you want there. Moving on to the gear, this is really what matters. We have 4 hardwired, as you can tell, and then some other stuff that we will get to, but this is really what makes the infinite cooldown reduction thing happen, right? And some of you might not know what hardwired does because it has been out for a very long time, so let's give a quick recap. It gives you those bonuses you can see for the 2 and 3 piece, and then the 4 piece is that whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill's cooldown is automatically reduced by 30 seconds while increasing total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds, and that can occur every 20 seconds. So basically, let me just give you a little demonstration of how this works, right? I use the Seeker Mines. We'll pretend there's enemies here that it's going to go get. And then as soon as those blow up, then they're gone. And it goes on cooldown like that. Then I pop my drone, and it's back. And then you can see at the bottom of my HUD, there's a charge coming back for when I can do that thing again, right? So let me pretend we use those again on another set of enemies. It blows up because it's just, attacked again. And then you can destroy the drone right away and get it back for a 3rd time. And then the cooldown starts again at the bottom of the HUD. And that's just the process you repeat. And it makes it so that at most you're waiting, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 seconds for your Seeker Mines compared to their normal cooldown of 25.5 seconds. And that's with a bunch of skill haste. So normally it would be in the 30s. So this is a really nice setup. It's a lot of fun. And that is achieved with hardwire. So on this mask, I'm using 4 pieces, of course, to get that bonus. And on the mask, I have a skill tier, skill damage, and a skill haste mod. And then we will go down to the chest. Now, I am using both the chest and backpack of hardwire. This is how you really get the most benefit out of that process of destroying the drone, using it again, proccing the cooldown, all that. And that is because the amplification talent on the chest piece is that, well, okay, actually, this one is separate. It just increases the damage from 10 to 25. This is basically equivalent to running, what's it called? The sacrifice that some people do on skill builds, which is the perfect glass cannon. You just get pretty much the same amount of damage increase without sacrificing a bunch of your survivability, right? So there's no reason, in my opinion, not to run this. It's just going to give you one of the biggest damage bonuses for skills on your chest piece. So yeah, it's good to run that. And then let's jump quick to, I will come back to the chest, but let's go to the backpack just to show you why I'm running this. It's because the amplification talent on this decreases that cooldown of the ability to decrease the overall cooldown from your skills from 20 to 10. So that's how I'm doing it so quick. When I throw this out and it goes and gets a bunch of enemies, we'll pretend it blows up. Normally, when I would pop the drone, then the thing at the bottom of the HUD would take 20 seconds to come back before I could do it again. But this time it only takes 10. So I can do that, use the Seekers again, and then as soon as that 10 seconds is up, I can even start it now. And then as soon as I would get the Seekers back again, because their cooldown is shorter than the overall 30 seconds that you get reduced by. And so it's just a really good combination. Hopefully that'll make sense. I'll do a little bit of a demonstration later on some actual enemies, so you can for sure see what's going on. But on the chest piece, to get back to where we were, we have one skill tier, skill damage, and a skill haste mod. On the holster, another piece of hardwired, skill tier, and a skill damage roll. Backpack, skill tier. That's not right. That should be skill damage. That's been incorrect, so I should have been getting 10% more skill damage. That's what we want there, skill tier, skill damage, and a skill haste mod. And then we are using one piece of wyvern for extra skill damage. Just, of course, skill tier, skill damage, and a skill haste roll. And then some of you might be a little confused by this, but let me explain. First off, the weapon damage roll is just because I'm running technician, so I already have 6 skill tiers. You can choose if you want damage or armor. And since I'm using the capacitor, which is already getting damage bonuses from having skill tiers, I figured I would just buff it up a little more so I can do that much more weapon damage, and it does do a pretty good amount. Then, the reason why I'm using improvised is because, if you didn't know, you actually get slightly more benefit from using this as opposed to one piece of Hannah U, which would be my alternative. I would want one wyvern and one Hannah U for the skill haste, right? Except, on Hannah U, you can only get one skill haste roll on your attributes, which is 12, and then the brand bonus is only 10%, whereas with this, I get the extra mod slot, which actually gets me to 1.7% more skill haste than I would with one piece Hannah U without the mod slot on the knee pad. So it's not really a noticeable difference, right? It's very minuscule, but it's enough that I figured might as well do it. I have this sitting around, and it fits in very well. So either this or Hannah U if you don't have one of these. If you don't know, you can craft them for any slot. And yeah, that's a pro tip right there. For the skills themselves, like you've seen, I have the cluster seeker mine. You can use the explosive if you want, right? You're going to get the same kind of rotation going where you use it, pop the drone, use it again, destroy the drone, use it again, on and on and on. But the explosive is a little bit limited in its scope of what it can do, I suppose. It does more damage, right, than the cluster, but it only hits one target, or the target's within the one radius. And I like the ability to get these to go to all the different corners of the room and then just be able to spam that so they all keep getting the pressure put onto them. But truly, use whatever one you want. For the mods on this, how do I access that? We have damage in one slot, damage in another, and health. Really, not many options there, so just whatever you can fit in. Damage in the 2 is, of course, what you're going to want. And then this one is also kind of up to you, but you want something like the drone or something that you can destroy, right? Because if you use something like a firefly as your secondary, then it's going to detonate itself, right? When you throw it towards ads, and then you can't proc the hardwired thing again, because like I said, the whole point is that you use this, and then once it blows up, then you pop the drone, and then you get the seekers again. I did it too fast. You get the idea, though. You use that, and then you destroy it after you use the second set of seeker mines to then, well, you can see it right here. Then you get it again, because the hardwired bonus is when you use or cancel a skill. So you want your second skill to be something you can go and cancel. So I don't think a shield would count for that. So you could use any variant of the drone. You could use a striker one or a defender if you choose. You could do a hive, though that would get a little complicated with all the charges. You could do a turret if you wanted. Could do a trap, although no, the cooldown on that is too long. The key is to have something with a short cooldown as well, so it's only 12.7 seconds on here, so that whenever that third time, so again, throw the seeker mines, they blow up, use the drone, seeker mines come back, use the seeker mines a second time, destroy the drone. Once you use the seeker mines a third time, you're now waiting for the drone's actual cooldown to replenish, so you can pop it again, and then the seeker mines come back. So if you have something that has like a 30-second cooldown, then you're going to be waiting a super long time on that third refresh, right? Whereas this, at most, I'm only ever waiting 5 or 6 seconds by the time I throw that third set of seeker mines out. So you could use a turret, right? That has an even shorter cooldown than that, but it's going to help you out a little bit less while you're just spamming it on and on, whereas you get at least a little bit of healing from this. You could do a decoy. That would also work just fine for the short cooldown. The trap is too long. It's 30 seconds, right? So in that third refresh, you're going to be waiting a long time. So your options for the second skill are a drone, maybe a hive, a turret, and a decoy. And those are going to be your best choices to get that kind of rotation that we're talking about. And trust me, it's really good and fun. And then last up, we have the technician specialization. No, big reasons here other than you get the free skill tier and 10% skill damage. Nothing else could really give you anything that would compare to that for the setup. So definitely use the technician, and you'll be getting the most possible out of this build. All right, really quickly before I close this out, I just wanted to do a live demonstration of the actual rotation here in case any of what I said before was a little bit ambiguous. So here's what you would do. I'm at a heroic landmark here. First thing you're going to do, obviously, throw the secret mines, and those are going to go and hit any adds nearby for however many mines there are. There you go. Pop the drone. You get the mines back right away because it does 30 seconds, and the cooldown on that is only 25, so it resets it, right? Then you do it a second time, and they all get hit. And then once the thing at the bottom of your HUD goes away, destroy the drone, third set of seeker mines, throw that out, and then you have to wait for the drone to come back. So now we're waiting 8, 7, 6, 5, and as soon as it's up, press it, you get the seeker mines back again, and that's just the rotation. You're never going more than 10 seconds, we'll say, without a set of cluster seeker mines. And in solo content, that's going to be great. In Legendary, as you saw, it applies a lot of pressure to the adds and it helps out your team quite a bit. And it's just a really good combo. So there you go. Just wanted to do that quickly at the end in case anyone still had any lingering questions. All right, everyone. Well, that just about does it for this hardwired Seeker Mine build. I really hope you enjoyed. Once you get in the rhythm of popping your healing drone and resetting the cooldown, I just find the setup to be so much fun. So I hope at least some of you will try it out and let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so it can be updated every time I upload. Leave your thoughts, comments, and questions regarding the build down below. If anyone else regularly runs Seeker Mines, I'm curious, what's your setup? I don't often see them, but I'm sure they're out there, so I would definitely be interested in wondering what you run. All right, everyone, well, that is going to do it for me. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.